since we got together last January to where we are, is taking every day for what it is. Got a little edge to them, a little way to go about their business. Put in a good week of Central Michigan prep. I thought today was a really, really good day. We prepared for wet weather. I know earlier in the week there's a little higher percentage chance, work some wet ball weather during the course of the week. From a health standpoint, we actually probably going to be healthier than we were last week. T. Strain will not only, he played a couple snaps last week on special teams, but he'll be playing from the line of scrimmage. He'll start on a couple phases for us. Everybody else, there are some things coming out of the game, but nobody's going to be limited as of right now. And we'll see where we get to on Saturday. And excited about the opportunity. I know it's a homecoming event weekend for everybody involved. So on the inside of this building, I don't know how much homecoming plays into it, but I know from the outside world it's a big deal. So excited for that opportunity for all of our fans, and hopefully put together another nice crowd for our game at 11 and see where it goes.
We talked about Tyler on Monday, and it seems like him and Xavier have some positional overlap. Like, how do you kind of work that in, given
Tyler Strain?
Yeah, given that Xavier did what he did.
Yeah, so going back last spring, we were playing Xavier a lot of corner and T. Strain a lot inside, and then I think it was week 2, week 3, Tyler had a little soft tissue issue pop up, so we moved Xavier in there, and then he wasn't cleared for game 1, he was for game 2, but didn't get cleared close to the prep time. So, the thing about Xavier Scott is just the versatility that he brings. He plays literally, I tell scouts all the time, like, I really wish I could tell you what he's going to play. I think the great thing is in the NFL, there's a thing called position flex, when you can play multiple positions, and Xavier fits into that. And really, all those guys in the back end, Miles Scott can play field, he can play boundary, he can also play some from nickel and slot. Matt Bailey can play some boundary, play some free, he can also play in the box backer. So those 3 guys in particular are very versatile in our defense.
Central Michigan's a team that likes to throw it downfield. What kind of challenges that position?
Well, they're very talented on the perimeter. I think their wide receivers are probably one of their stronger units overall. Do a good job. I really have a lot of respect for their center. I think their O-line is a pretty good O-line. Their center especially is a good player. Quarterback, obviously, really their whole team kind of between the first game and the second game, kind of a tale of 2 different scenarios. But yeah, they can throw the ball. They, Coach McElwain I've known for a long, long time, and obviously the prowess that he has offensively, they want to get the ball vertically down the field, and both in run, play, action, RPO game.
Coach, it's shorter week next week. Does that kind of change what you do this weekend after the game?
No, next week stays next week. We play for 11 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. As coaches, we do things, I should say as head coaches, but my staff, my players, they don't know anything. They're just focused on Saturday. That really doesn't change.
Aaron on Monday kind of went down the list of all the assistants and GAs and analysts, I guess if you still call them analysts. Like, broadly, what do you look for when you're looking to bring in some of those guys?
Great question, but I really say I don't cookie cut anything, right? Like, I've never been a guy that tried to put guys in boxes or, players and coaches. I just kind of take each coach for what it is. Obviously, I've known Aaron for a long time, right? So I knew about him. Next guy in command would be, Terrence Jamison. I've known him forever. Archie, Clint, and Corey. Corey I knew because I began to hear about him in recruiting when he was a high school coach, and then I saw the transition to Toledo and saw the results there. Archie was strongly recommended by several coaches on the Houston staff, some people that we crossed over that he didn't even know we knew each other. Clint kind of came about through an agent that I kind of reached out and commonality traced. A lot of our off-the-field guys, Trent Harris played for me at 2 different organizations. Grant played for me at Arkansas. Myers, his dad, Mark Hendrickson, was out of practice today, was a guy that I coached with. I knew him when he was 4 years old. He became a head coach. I don't know who else. K. Rich played for me. A lot of former players. I feel old, right, because so many former players are coaches. But I thought that side in general is bonded, but it's all, Aaron has done a really good job of making that come together. I was busting him up the other day because he bought breakfast for everybody into the building for the defensive side, but we also had a lunch buffet set up downstairs. So I said that's a sign when you're making too much money when you're buying breakfast that doesn't need to be made. So, but I give Aaron a lot of credit for making that whole room kind of go together.
You've had a pretty decent chunk of time where you've had those analysts, et cetera, being able to coach on the field. What difference have you seen that make?
Well, 3 big things, right? The group of coaches we have now are all coaching, which for us, we've always done it by the book. I think other places maybe haven't always followed that same path, but to get those guys down on the field, simple thing like Dana Dimmo on offense, Myers Hendrickson on defense, those 2 guys have both been head coaches. They see things so much different, and now to get them on the side of the ball, I got Myers on defense, Dana on offense. The input they give to our staff is invaluable. And then you have young coaches like Grant, K. Rich, Trent, on offense, Byron Bell, like Barry and Barton him literally split the O-line. Just B-Bell's so valuable. And in that regards, Danny Cameron is a guy been with us ever since I got here, and his value to have him on the field not only coaching our guys, but the look team guys. I actually jumped our look team guys today because yesterday was the first day I thought our look team didn't perform at the level we needed them to, and I made a big deal of it last night and today, and obviously the practice today was better because of it.
Brett, you mentioned it on Monday, but how do you handle like getting the recruiting buzz after a win like that? And you said getting a couple of calls from guys that may not have been interested 6 months ago. How do you and your staff handle that?
Recruiting is Dan McCarney, who's a tremendous coach. I used to idolize as a young coach. He always had a sign in his office that said, "Recruiting is like shaving. You miss a day and you look like," right? And I've taken that now today in today's social media world. It's a very up and down world, right? You play win and you get success, and if you have a loss and failure. So what I think we probably learned to do is manage and ride the highs and minimize the lows. But also there's certain guys that just, certain guys that are high priorities on our list. You kind of know when they're available, when to hit them, when to. Some guys, there's been kids that the world has changed so much. I had a great player at the University of Iowa named Aaron Campman, who was a great player for us there. I literally wrote that guy for 365 days in a row. When I went on vacation, I had a letter every day our secretary would send him, right? Now, today's snail mail doesn't work that well, right? Because you can't get it there. So there's guys that you'll send a daily, maybe a motivational quote, a GIF, a video, find out who their best NFL player is and send them NFL clips of him. I'm not really up to date with all the artists and everything, but like just something to have fun. I think today's kids love humility, and if they know that you're trying to, get them something to kind of bond with them, that's really there. And I think the key is to strategically hit guys that have said no to you. I think in the world that we're living now with the portal world and all that goes into it, like literally right now we're paying attention to kids that are at other places that we finished number 2, that maybe they are in a situation they aren't enjoying, right? And have an awareness that they might be popping in that portal sooner than later.